So, good evening from our home. I'm here with my kid, Fintumi, and we've just come back from the gym. But what I want to say, and I've got the look on, I got the toque and the slippers, but it is after 9 o'clock at night, and I am being picked up at about 7:30 in the morning to travel internationally. I have 3 international flights tomorrow, so Calgary, Toronto, Munich, Venice, and I'm off for about a 2-week work trip. And this is a quick little packing seminar. Now, this is a packing seminar where I am checking a bag. We don't have to, but I just wanted to go through it. And this is a lot of people who travel with me ask about this and how to make it easier. And I do want to say that I fully 100% acknowledge that most things on earth for women are always that little bit harder because the whole system is just difficult. But women can wear really comfortable, good traveling clothes, and they can roll them up into nothing. But, great thing. So I have to look, business when I'm traveling, but I can be casual as well. So I have, and no product placement at all, but I have this Samsonite bag here, which as you can see has been through the wars. I got a tag on it from Herschel, Manitoba with some polar bears. It helps me recognize it. But my goal is to more or less pack everything I need. This is a 2-week trip. In one side, and then in my plastic bag, see, there's my running shoes. So I'm gonna put on my slip-on comfy dress shoes for the trip. But so down here, I've got my little bit of workout gear. I've got all my, of course, undergarments, and then my socks dotted around. And as I talk about socks, by the way, if you're gonna be on long flights, compression socks are the way to go. So they ride very high up, of course, but all the medical friends of ours say use them, so I use them. And you know what? They don't bother me. I know some people have said they can kind of contribute to migraines if you're someone who leans that way, but I keep a pair. But what I want to stress about this, so I'm going away for 2 weeks. I have about 6 pairs of socks, probably about 6 pairs of boxers, because if you're staying 2 nights somewhere, you can always rinse something out. And you know what? You care how you look. And everyone likes to look at you, but it doesn't really matter. So, you don't have to overdress. I tend to fly in jeans. I tend, as a rule, and I'm going to a warmer place here. It's dark outside, but it's all snowy and cold here. But I'm going to take a fleece, which will be my one fleece for the whole trip, and a light rain jacket. In fact, I'll show you now, Canadian brand Arc'teryx. And it's funny, I don't do product placement at all, but, a generic rain jacket for whatever weather I might encounter. I'm not traveling to the high Arctic. Obviously, I'd be doing things differently. But this is what I wanted to talk about, a couple of things. So, I've got my checked suitcase, and honestly, I could be doing the same thing non-checked, right? I could have a smaller bag, make everything fit, because my toiletries bag, Herschel, they're in Banff here, they're a Canadian company. So everything I have in here is under the 100 mils, under the 3 ounces, so that's sunscreen. I will be taking this out at the airport and putting it in one of the little plastic bags they give through security. That's because my toiletries bag, and I'm quite lucky, I don't have a lot in the way of meds, but hey, I've got some allergy pills right there. So all of that is coming into my quite large day pack. So what's going in my day pack? Of course, I do presentations. There's my gimbal. I wanted to show specifically. There's my laptop, and this particular backpack, and you really want one like this, has got a section where you put in your computer. Not only is it harder for someone to steal, it's very protected there. Don't forget your goodies, your chargers. So my AirPods, obviously. I know this is self-evident, but it takes up so little room. So my jacket, I probably won't even bring the fleece. I haven't decided, but I'll probably stuff the jacket in here, because if I arrive and my bag's been lost, which happens, last year I had 76 international flights. On 10 of them, my case wasn't delivered. So that's the reason for doing carry-on, but I've got everything nice and close. Other meds, if you have any, I always just keep a little backup of antibiotics that are prescribed to me by the doctor, and they eventually expire and I get new ones. I've got them in a nice little slip in this bag, but the bag's not full. The other thing I'll show you, and talk about liquids. So, there's my, that happens to be the cologne I wear, but that once again is under that magic number, 100 mils. It's all quite simple. I like having my little toiletries bag because I bring my toothbrush along with me. And if my bag doesn't arrive, I might even throw in a spare t-shirt. So, in addition to all that, the other thing I'll throw in always, I always have a hat. I always have my sunglasses. I will do a product placement here. Maui Jim. I pay for them, but they're great glasses. I have all this with me. So, I'm fine. Now, this is this little packing case. You can see, I am not a fabulous packer. I'm going away for 14 days on this trip. I probably have 12 shirts here, and I won't use them all because I've got a couple kind of go-to shirts. I have some workout shirts that I bring along. I always have a couple of extras if suddenly the weather gets super hot or I don't have a chance to rinse something off. But this pack, and I don't even remember where I got this, but there's loads of these. But this is the trick. So, as a guy, now, women can really wear really exciting travel things. But remember, you're changing when you're traveling. You don't have to look different every day, right? You have a good comfy shirt, put on, but see this little brick here? So, suddenly, there it is. I don't use those other packing cubes and everything. I don't use any of that stuff. These are both my comfy shorts and my workout shorts. You know what? I have like 3 pairs of shorts at home. I do buy better clothes, genuinely I do, because I find they last longer. I like the kind of shirts that you can shake out and not have to iron. I've got a couple of pairs of trousers that I'll be bringing along, nice and comfy. But you'll probably notice here, a few comfy workout socks. Remember, I've got my compression socks for the flight. And you know what? If I have to wear them for 3 days, it gets a little uncomfortable. You can always buy socks. There is me looking dressy. Now, I have my blazer. I can throw in a tie, although, another reason why women are smarter than men is only a man ties a noose around his neck. But right there, I am effectively packed. So my shoes, which I like in a plastic bag, I bring over here. When I go to hotel rooms, I never unpack. I lay my suitcase open on the floor. Now, 25 years I've guided tours around the world. Anytime I've hung something up, I've forgotten it, right? I'm working, it's who I am as well, self-inflicted. 1 belt, 2 pairs of shoes. If it were gonna be warmer, I'd probably get myself some sandals. But right now, I'm just like that. And then I can throw in, I have a nice comfy t-shirt, my blazer to wear tomorrow. Here's my fleece that I'm gonna wear every day on the trip. So, as the trip wears on, the clothes that are used, I dump over here. Remember, everything expands when you travel. You're never as well packed. So if you have to fight to get your zipper closed on day 1, then you are not packing well. That is really important. So there's me all packed. Keep in mind my toiletries bag will be in my carry-on. So if I don't get my luggage, I have it. For the rest of the trip, it can sit right in there too. Perfect and done. So that is a checked bag, but it's a reasonable size checked bag. I carry on one, and there's lots of places I do carry on for lots of reasons, but have a look at this. And the other thing you want to think about, on not this trip, my next trip, I'm taking some trains. Well, you gotta handle your own bag. So this one's got one of these expanders in. I didn't even mean for it to be open. Again, if you need to pack your suitcase and open the expander before you leave, you've taken too much. So I am taking more than I need right now on here. I definitely will come home with 4 or 5 shirts I haven't used, but this is maybe, I don't know, 12 kilos, 25 pounds, something like that. Most international flights are 23 kilos, so about 50 pounds. Just think about that when you're walking from a train station. Even if you're staying in the most 5-star thing, you're handling your own luggage. And you know what? Whatever you're comfy in, traveling, and I always like to be well washed, cleanly dressed, respectful in the culture that I'm going to. But I'm not there to make a statement. I'm there to get through the basic trip. So that is our basic seminar on simple packing. And my backpack will stay half empty all the time. Oh, and one thing I didn't show you, but I have a little man purse. That's where my passport is. Keep in mind, all of these backpacks now have lots of secret zips in them and all of that. So I like to know exactly where those important documents are every single time, because that little panic that any traveler goes through, we can't find it. You want to know where that is? I will have my wallet, which, you know, the minute I'm in a big city, I slide into my front pocket. But all of a sudden, that weighs virtually nothing. That weighs, I don't know, let's call it 10 kilos, 22 pounds. Yet, when I'm flying tomorrow, I will have a nice blazer on, a decent shirt, and I'll have slip-off shoes. Everything's perfect for security. So feel free to comment. You obviously, if you have your own other requirements, shampoo. I always bring a little 100 mils of the shampoo I use as a backup. Simple little thing like that. You just don't need too much. And if you need something like shaving cream, and as you can see, I need to shave. I try and buy the little travel ones. You know, I'm checking a bag this time. I might throw in a full-size one. But you know what? I can use soap. It's just not that hard. But anything else, it's pretty easy to get through. So there is, as promised, and I hope it all makes sense, a little packing seminar from the Toomey Travel household. Thanks, everyone. Peace and love.